without further ado, let's hit the waiver wire for week 13. Let's put some guys on your roster. Welsh, I want to start with Tyler Soderstrom, first base / catcher for the Oakland A's, rostered in 47% of leagues. He's hit safely in 10 of his last 11. He's hitting 342 over that span. He is, the slash right now still kind of, trail behind a little, only hitting 250 on the year, but the slugging is up to 464. The on base is at 357. It seems like he's starting to carve out a little bit more of an everyday-ish role here. And when it comes to the A's, they've got a lot of space. He's only rostered in about 50% of leagues. And if he does have catcher eligibility in that league that you're playing in, I think this is a player that you should consider picking up in those deeper formats, especially while he's on the hot streak. Bleday's played pretty well too with the A's. They've got a little bit more offense, I think, than people realize. So Soderstrom's a guy that I think people should add. What do you think?
I'm fine with it. Maybe in deeper leagues. It's funny that you brought up because I would prioritize Bleday first. I really like.
I would agree, but he's already rostered in like 80, so I don't think that's really more realistic.
Yeah, I think this is a solid power chase guy. I think what you pinpointed, the advantage if he is catcher eligible in some spots, that's a good place to be in. And I think he's at the point where he's probably going to stick around for the majority of the season. It is weird though; they have a type. It's like Soderstrom to Bleday to Brent Rooker. Like they're all that same type of player, but high barrel percentage, good hard hit number. Soderstrom is definitely starting to come through. So I think it is a pretty decent time, especially if you're looking, for some of that bench help. I'd be picking up Soderstrom.
Another guy to pick up, look, just to see, 33% rostered, DJ Hurts. Also known as David John, by the way. I did not realize that the DJ was David John. Could be a lot of things. Hers has a minor league strikeout rate of 12.9 K per nine. So he's got strikeout potential. He's got 3.77 ERA, 1.19 whip, and 21 Ks and 14 innings so far for the Nats. Somebody asked me, is this a fluke? And I said, it might be, but he also gets the Rockies next. So I kind of look at that and I go, hey, why not? Let's continue to look ahead here for DJ. And it feels like if you're hurting for pitching right now, you got Walker Buehler going to the IL. You didn't expect that. You got some other pitchers, waiting on Scherzer hopefully this weekend. Maybe Hers is another guy you could pick up. Another guy too, Ben Rice, we've talked about. So again, different eligibility factors in different leagues. We talked about him yesterday on FantasyPros MLB on leading off. I saw Rice play in person at AA this year. I was very impressed with him. He's slashed 275, 393, 532 with 15 homers, 9 steals currently. And look, he walks too. So this is a guy that can help you. And those numbers between AA and AAA. Rizzo's been terrible. Rizzo's on the IL. I think you see what Ben Rice can do. Either Rice is part of a package that they move at some point, or maybe Rice is part of the solution to what ails him at first base. Either way, it was encouraging. He played last night. Let's see how the playing time goes. But he's rostering just 17% of leagues. A few other names too. Chad Green, because Yimi Garcia is now obviously on the IL. So Green is up next for saves. So you might as well add him. He's only rostered at 12% of leagues. Noelvi Marte still just rostered in 60% of leagues. Welsh, what are people waiting for? This is driving me crazy. It's like going up like inch by inch. And Clayton Kershaw, too, only rostered in 64% of leagues. But Marte is going to be back sooner. So Green, Marte, Kershaw, those are 3 other guys to add this week on the waiver wire. Welsh, any guys for you that you're looking at in the waiver wire, too, that you're like, yeah, or maybe one of these guys that I mentioned needs to be ASAP or super aggressive on?
I think Noelvi should not be out there anymore. I think this is the play. Kershaw, I think we're maybe a tiny bit early, but the ownership is there. I think he's a great pickup, especially for a Dodger team that needs to pick it up. And I will say with DJ Hers, I don't personally believe, I like when someone asks, is it kind of a fluke?
I said it was, but it didn't matter. That's what I said.
But I like him as a streamer. To your point, I like him going up against a Colorado team.
Right.
I don't think it holds. He has a 40% whiff rate on his fastball, which is not a sustainable number. So those strikeouts are going to come down. The effectiveness on the fastball comes down. If the secondaries keep going, I think he's a solid streamer at this point. And that's what a lot of these pickups and SPs are, is finding good matchups. So the Colorado matchup is a good one. You pick some good names here.
There you go. Make sure you go and add those names. And, of course, go to FantasyPros.com to see all of the waiver wire articles over there as well for you. That is Week 13 Waiver Wire with Joey P and the Welsh.